Good morning, Unstoppable Writers. I am Nicole Akers, and Deanne has agreed to host me today. She's going to be joining us shortly. She'll be here very quickly. And so, in the meantime, I just want to ask you, what are you up against right now? Because we know you're an unstoppable writer, but if you've got a barrier, let us know, and we're going to help you overcome it. Deanne is joining us, hopefully bringing her on. We're working on the split screen, so please do bear with us. So we've tested this and we've tried to make it as flawless as possible. And so we are inviting and adding.
Hello.
Hello, Deanne.
Welcome, Nicole. If you are here with us, go ahead and say hi in the comments and let us know if you can see us both and hear us both. That would be great. It is our first time doing a split screen. So Nicole, to start us off, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Um, First, hi, everyone, and thanks for having me on again, Deanne. Really appreciate it. As far as writing, I have always been a writer. I started a creative writing class in fourth grade. It was a hoot. In high school, I was editor of the Literature Art magazine, and people signed my yearbook that I was going to be an author someday, so that they were going to see me in print somewhere. And so it's always been there, and it's just flourishing in different ways today.
I love that. I love how so many of us know that we're going to write from a young age, and then it's so interesting to see the path that it takes and the different things that we do along the way.
Yes.
So, what do you enjoy writing?
Oh, I love writing all kinds of things. Creative writing and short stories has really always kind of had my heart. And the other thing, a couple other things have my heart as well. Health and wellness, because we have some food triggers in our family, and I had to re-explore everything we do in the kitchen with that in mind. And the other thing is community. I absolutely love building and creating communities. And that's the newest thing that I've done.
Well, let's jump right into that. And before we talk about what you're doing and just the way that we can join you and collaborate together, let's talk about Medium. So for those of you watching, if you are not on Medium and you've just heard about it, or you've never heard about it, go ahead and put a 1 in the comments. If you are new to Medium, so you've maybe done a couple posts, or maybe you have an account that you just created on Medium, go ahead and put a 2. And if you are treating Medium like a platform, like you're, building your audience, you're seeing movement, you're seeing success, go ahead and put a 3. So again, if you're just barely heard about it, 1. If you're new, 2. And if you're rocking it on Medium, go ahead and put a 3, just so we know what to talk about when it comes to Medium. So, Nicole, tell us, when did you get started on Medium and what has your experience been?
I've been on Medium for probably just shy of a year. Really picked up traction on it about 3 months ago. Um, and it's just been phenomenal ever since. It's currently where I'm getting my biggest bit of traction, interaction, and conversions with subscribers. So what we did is we decided to take that to the next level, and we started a publication on Medium, because there are so many writers that want to get noticed, and it's more than a passion. I think every writer that has a passion and a purpose deserves to be noticed. And it's interesting how you can do this alone and you can get noticed even more when your work is published with a publication. So we did just that to open the door, open the avenue, blow away some barriers, and help get people published.
I love that. That's huge for authors, and that I think is why we're seeing so many authors start using Medium. It's one thing, so many of us, we have great ideas, we have great stories, so we, set up our blog and we're putting out great content, and then all we hear is crickets. There's no one, going to our website, getting to our website, and I think that's what so many authors are finding on Medium is that because of the algorithms, because of the different publications you can join very easily, a lot of them, you can very quickly start seeing results, start finding your audience, and then you can direct them to your website, direct them to your email list. So it's a huge asset. And I love what you're doing with your publication. Why don't you tell us kind of the focus of your publication and what you do?
Thank you. What we really have on Medium is the doorway to publishousnow.com. And Publishous is a huge collaborative effort, and it's built to be that way. It quite honestly is started with a almost group think, group benefit in mind.
Yeah.
And the way it works is that you get to introduce your writing to eyes that may never see it, people that aren't on your list. Because when this acts like a guest post, and you post with us through either through Medium or maybe even not through Medium, because we have writers that aren't on Medium and don't want to be on Medium, and they're coming to us through the About page directly on the website. So when you're with us and you give us your fresh piece for 30 days, we lead that for you. And your writing is always yours. You should always own your writing and promote it. We ask for your fresh piece that we lead it 30 days, yeah, and you post it to your blog after that. And do please backlink to us and say as published on publishousnow.com. So what it is, it's the meeting place where all authors get to come and share their link with their list. And when these eyes meet up on the website, everybody wins because you get introductions, you get to shake hands, you get to see writing that you wouldn't see otherwise.
Yeah.
Better yet, you get to put your products in the store.
I love that feature. Sorry to interrupt, but that's an incredible feature. Yeah, tell us more.
Nobody else is doing this as far as I know. So when you're a writer and a subscriber, if you have a book, you have a course, and we do add these via affiliate links. So you get to sell your book, you get to sell your course, and you get to do that with people who possibly wouldn't otherwise see it. I was looking at analytics this morning. Last week, the collective number of eyes, sets of eyes on this was 200,000.
Wow, that's incredible. And when did you launch?
Honestly, it was a week and a half before that.
That's incredible.
This is new, that kind of eyes. It is amazing. And honestly, that's stale. I'm looking this morning, that number's stale. We are growing even more, gaining more traction, more writers, and publishing some really, really fantastic content.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's why last week, Nicole and I had coffee for the first time via Skype, which if you're a writer, you can do that. You can invite people that you see where you would like their writing, or you just think, wow, that person is interesting. I really want to encourage you, invite someone for coffee and just meet over Skype, meet over FaceTime, because just being able to connect and meet people face to face is so different than just reading their blogs and reading their comments. Now suddenly you have a face, you care, you hear their backstory. So Nicole and I did this last week, and she was telling me about this publication, telling me about getting it started. And I'm a huge believer in collaboration. I think that we can get so much more accomplished when we're doing it together. and there's so much more movement. The myth, I think, with writing is that it's super lonely, and it doesn't have to be in today's world because there's social media, because there's groups. And even with writers, so often there's this conception that we all, have our piece of paper and we're like hoarding it. We're like, don't look at my paper, don't look at my paper. And there's so much power when we find safe, good people where we can say, look at my paper, give me feedback, and then maybe your story inspires a spin-off story, and then you can collaborate and like market those together, and there's just so much potential. So that's why I really wanted Nicole to come and talk about this. If you guys have questions, feel free to put those in the comments. It's so great to see you guys here. Jewel, Donna, Renee, Tanya, Jennifer, Kay, Katie, Connie. It's so great to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you have questions about Medium, questions about the publication, I do want to highlight, if you're not on Medium, you can still write for Publishous. You don't have to be on Medium. And then let me look at my questions, see if I have anything else. Oh yes, so Nicole, what type of writers are you looking for, and what topics?
We have currently 5 headings, and we're about to expand that. I think I saw Kay pop up there, and she was quipping with me the other day when I was thinking about adding a finance section. Currently, writers, short stories, faith. Faith is a huge topic. It is exploding. It may have more submissions than any others right
Wow.
now. Yes, just really, really exciting. So 3, 4, and I'm looking. I forgot the other heading. Oh my goodness, I'm so
Going live
sorry.
does that. Your brain's like, what? What is that again?
Yes, going live. Currently the 5 headings, looking to maybe add finance. And I do want to share that the author's spotlight, when you interact on that website, and we're about to wrap up another week. The author's spotlight last week was John Georgi, because on the website, on publiciousnow.com, his Good Old Days series had more than 100 interactions. That's on the website. And so he clearly earned that spotlight, every bit of it. But we're wrapping up a new week. We're about to have a new highlight for next week. So go interact on the website and with your favorite pieces. And that author spotlight is totally determined by your interaction, your favorite pieces. You scream who you want highlighted. And on the horizon, before too long, will be a podcast that will interview these authors and spotlight them even further and their accomplishments. Seeing a couple questions come up there. Yes, poetry. Yes, short stories in the creative section. Yes, definitely. Also, I see another question about services. Goods and services, yes, we can put those in the store. If not, not in the bookstore, but more like the products page. Jonathan Milligan and his course is currently featured there, so you can peek there and see what that's going to grow to be, because it is growing too. And the exact website, www.publishusnow.com.
And you can type that in the comments too, Nicole, if you want. That way it's there for people. And we will, once we're done with this live, Nicole will be posting a separate post that has the website information, the Medium place where you can find it, just so you can see that, all the information there for you. And then if you have additional questions, just put them right either on this video or on that post, and her and I will be checking back to make sure all your questions are answered.
Yes.
And Jewel, that's exciting. I'm so glad you're going to join us. And with one thing I was thinking while Nicole was talking about the author spotlight is it's so hard sometimes to always be promoting ourselves and always, being the ones to say, hey, we're really good at this. Even though in our guts we know it's true, we know that we're meant to write, we're made to write. But it's so hard having to constantly do that all yourself. And so this is the first time I heard about the podcast idea, but I love that because now you have an option where you can be interviewed, you can be the expert. Someone is like looking at you and saying, look, they're really good, and like drawing that out of you, which I know for all of us introvert writers, that can be so helpful to have someone do that. And then we get to share that podcast everywhere. And now we have, this marketing piece that we can use on our website to link to. And even, I don't know if you've seen this, a lot of different entrepreneurs on their websites, they will put, as seen on Forbes, as seen on all these different places. And now you can say, as seen on Publishous, and it just gives you that level of authority. So I love that. And something else that I love is I love that in today's world, we get to create what we want. And I love that Nicole was not just sitting there thinking, oh, maybe one day a publication and, waiting for someone, maybe at Medium, to notice her and say, hey, you have permission to do this. But she just said, you know what, I'm going to do it. She figured it out. She's doing it. And just to see the traction and to see the success. And then I love that it is helping people, that it's helping authors. So, yeah, any other questions? Or Nicole, anything else you want to highlight or share?
I think we have covered most everything. We just love publishing your work and really on the website, it's really picking up because it is the place for the introductions to happen.
Yeah,
Like I bring my list, you bring your list, he brings
yeah,
his list. We
yeah,
all meet up in this place and
yes,
you get so many eyes that you wouldn't maybe otherwise be able to touch, that
yeah,
they wouldn't be seeing your work. And
yeah.
so that is awesome because when this comes out as a magazine on a weekly basis, then you're sharing everybody else's work.
Yeah, yeah. And then we got a question here from Dawn. Is there a benefit to being on Medium and Access?
I think there is a benefit to being on Medium.
Yeah,
As I'm seeing it, Medium is kind of the place the writers meet. And there's a lot of within four writers there. What I'm learning through Publishous is that there are writers that just don't want to be on Medium. There's a new niche, honestly, people that don't have blogs, people that have written a book, and now they're like, how do I promote this? And they don't have a blog and they don't have a list, or maybe they just have a Facebook group. And so these people aren't on Medium, and they're a group of people with something to say, and they've already packaged it. They already have something to sell. They just don't know how to do that yet. So that really was kind of the inspiration for the website, where if you don't have a blog, we could kind of be your blog publishing platform. If you have a book, we'll help you there too. If you have a good or service, heck, let's promote that too, because if you don't have a place to promote it, we do it for you right here.
that's awesome. Yeah, great question, great answer. I did have one more question that popped into my head. So when someone submits their post to you, what happens next? What do you do?
Well, we look at that post, and it's amazing how many authors there are already. We have some that we've been able to go back and ask for an edit, and we have others that it just depends on where your level is here. And we have had some edits that we've had to slow down and offer some time for some revisit. And so we do that. We work on really about 5 to 7 days. If your piece is in tip-top shape, it might be in the 3 to 5. But we do publish the weekly magazine, and it's just really amazing to see writers at every level that are succeeding and getting published.
I love that. I love that. Well, I think that's a great place to end here. So Nicole is going to be posting that thread with all the contact information again. If you are going through your day and you have a question, just come back here, let us know your question, and just making sure there's no other questions. I think we covered all of that. So you guys are great. Keep being unstoppable. Keep writing. Keep doing what you do. And Nicole, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your publication. And I'm sure we'll be contacting you. So
Thank you, Deanne, so much for having me. Thank you to everyone watching, and hope everyone has an awesome, unstoppable day.
thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.